welcome to Damnation Versus. How are you, pal?
How's it going, Gav? You okay, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. The sun is shining. I've got fucking all sorts of bevy here. I've got wine. I've got cider. It's almost the weekend. I'm laughing. How are you?
Can I surprise you? I like wine.
I can imagine. Don't you have a drink? Have you not got a drink?
Yeah, man, got some odd wallop over here.
I'm noticing this when I'm doing this. Like I'm just a bog standard guy with a wee pint of cider and black. But I'm coming onto the podcast and people are holding up all these fucking hipster cans with nice colours in them. Whatever happened to the old special brew?
Dude, if you're having cider and black, I'm team Gav, mate. Because I've been along that path for many a year.
Aye. As they say, it's for
and it's sick.
For heroes. So, let's start. Folk that don't know you, if you don't know this man, shame on you, but you're the man behind the mask of Fukpig, the guy that's screaming fucking lyrics into people's faces. You do bass in Mistress. Is it bass player in Mistress?
I was actually a guitar player in Mistress.
And bass in Nathrakh.
And bass in Nathrakh, yeah, man. But I've always been sniffing around those cunts in Nathrakh and Mistress. I've always been like the spare part, you know.
Listen, you've done well.
Sniffing about with a bit of head banging, you know, bit of a side bang.
Aye, absolutely. Top right, okay. Well, let's start where we like a lot of the Damnation fans who listen to this will have been in this journey. You've been a spare part along the Damnation. So let's start with not the beginning, but the Mistress show, the final Mistress show, which has a fond place in a lot of people's hearts. In 2009, what was your memories of that show?
This is one of the best gigs we've ever done. Slightly weird. We didn't have Mick on drums. We had Steve, who was he was a drummer in Nathrakh for quite a long stretch prior to that gig. But still, yeah, we had most of the guys together. It was in that. I don't know what the name of that venue is. Is it the Refectory or
that one's Stylus? That one's Stylus. The one sort of like it's almost like a wee amphitheatre. You know, it's a great venue, Stylus.
That damnation room, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I assume we're allowed to swear, yeah.
You're too late. You just called them all cunts.
Okay, yeah, well, it was fucking banging. Like, I can't think of a better show that we did with Mistress other than that one. Yeah. Even though it wasn't the precise lineup, but fuck, it exactly what we had always intended everything to be.
Yeah.
And you guys have been good to us. You know, we did the show, one of the Manchester gigs, wasn't it? With Aka Semi Paramedics, Stamping Ground.
Aye. So 2009, you're in a fully packed Stylus, the second stage. Takes about 1,400 people in there. The production's good, the stage is good, the security's good, there's a big barrier there. That was not the case in 2006. 2006 was downstairs at Jilly's Rockworld on some fucking tabletops and no barrier, which for a lot of people made that venue what it was. So how would you remember that day?
There's one thing I can remember from that gig. It was like a six show. Where I think Aka were maybe, 2 bands after us. I think it might have been, Mistress, Semi Paramedics, Stamping Ground, something like that. And then Aka at the top.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. I remember our bass player Dirty Van Arse he was in the need to take a piss, so just got his big old lad out and slashed away whilst Aka was blasting.
Where? At the side of the stage?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake, man. I mean, I knew we were fucking punk DIY back then, but I didn't realise people were pushing at the side of the stage.
Well, where do you want to go and grind? Do you want the deep end or the shallow end? What are you after?
Out the fucking the sanitary end where people on the pushing on my leg. I'll do just fine, please.
Yeah. In terms of how technically well I played that particular performance, I couldn't tell you anything. But our gears had a slash up the side of the stage.
Aye, we said, God, that was
a report on that particular performance. Yeah, that's all I've got for you, dude.
It was pure carnage. That day was pure carnage. That stage.
It was a fucking wicked room, wasn't it?
Aye. I mean, were you about when Stamping Ground played and almost fucking took the walls down?
Oh, we were on the stage, you know, from a very safe,
aye,
you know, a safe perspective, like, yeah.
Until everyone was on the stage, because they said it was fine to come up and fucking people were holding. Honestly, see, when I think back about it, like the health and safety nightmare that was. I mean, people were holding up the amp stacks, the speaker stacks to stop them getting crushed because of fucking the drum kit. Was how that actually managed band after band. It says a lot about the kind of bands that played back then, because see if that kind of crap happened now, half the bands would just leave the venue. I mean, they would just...
that's the kind of stuff that will fucking hopefully like stick with you.
Aye.
Because, you know, that's yeah. So sometimes it's not the songs that you play. It's like the, you know, the fucking Atmos or the.
And there was a lot of that. There's a lot of that with Mistress. I mean, I saw Mistress play in the 13th Note with Narcosis in Glasgow, and it was that was the kind of, that was the vibe for Mistress. That was the whole point. Get into somewhere with 80 people where there's no stage. And I mean, I think it was a guy from Narcosis was crowd surfing, but when you crowd surf there, you were against the ceiling. I mean, so the guy's basically just getting himself rubbed up and down the sweaty ceiling.
Yeah, it was less the crowd surfing; it was more the ceiling dangling, if you know what I mean. You know,
that's what those were all about. So do you miss that for the Mistress point of view? Obviously, that was 2009, a long time ago now. I tried to get Mistress back for this year. I got in touch with Paul, and it was a flat, I'm not doing live shows. So do you think that's ever going to happen again?
You know, I think things are a point of time, aren't they? You know, and I think 2009 was enough of a, you know, remember what this was like.
Yeah.
I think if you do that again, where are we now? What, 2021? That's what?
It'd be 2022 even by the time you could do it. I mean, do you know what? There's part of me that totally agrees. I asked Dave the same question. He was a bit like, I think the guys would be up for it, but Paul probably wouldn't, and that turned out to be the case. But I was the same. I would hate for Mistress to come back and do a wee pub show to 25 indifferent people, and that to be what the legacy was become, rather than people always come back and say, I'd love to do that gig at 2009 again, you know?
I think in some ways what we would rather do is more have our own individual kind of, like, you know, bands. Just if there was some way of doing it all at once, so the five of us just play our own, like, five.
Yes.
So whatever, at once.
At the same time. Well,
it will never happen, but you know, yeah, people move on, and well, fuck, I mean, it would be fucking wicked, wouldn't it?
I mean, it would be, and only at Damnation. I mean, let's no.
Nowhere else, dude. Nowhere else.
So talk about your other bands then. So Fukpig again. That's I've had a couple of appearances at Damnation, similar stages actually. Tell me a wee bit about those shows.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Gav, as well. I think that our first appearance might have been at the semi-Damnation, like the Death Fest.
The Death Fest, yeah.
First one with like Wormrot and all those guys. That was ridiculous. That was as good as like the that Mistress show in the Stylus, I thought.
Yeah.
I think there was no barrier that year.
There's no barrier. It was one of the either Nathrakh at 2010 or one of the Fukpig shows, or both. Do you remember there was the day that we had Fukpig and Nathrakh on the same stage?
I think there was like 3 events. There's the solo Fukpig one at the Death Fest. Then I think there was the following Damnation where you had Fukpig and Nathrakh in that same room. And then I think from that day onwards, it was just like, okay, like security needs to be a thing because all these fuckers are jumping.
It was absolutely that. I think somebody kicked a light off the ceiling, possibly me, when they were getting when we were just fucking stage diving or crowd surfing. I think the venue were just like enough's enough here. There's damage getting done to the actual venue. So, but that ever since they actually ask us before, because they know that there's a post-rock stage, so they're not too, even though that stage now has a barrier too, but there was years where they would say, if you've got a Doom or post-rock stage, you don't need the barrier. We're fine, we'll trust you. The guys up there headbanging. But they knew there was a stage. They didn't know the band names, but it was a news a stage. There'd be a Fukpig or a Nathrakh or a Mistress where there'd be fucking damage done.
Put on, you know, let's just slot on integrity into that stage. You know, that's.
Aye, it was the Fukpig shows. But when you were back, it was strange because we'd only arranged to do this chat a couple of hours ago. But then when I went and checked the Fukpig page, there's a picture of you guys up for 8 hours ago. The most Fukpig picture ever. You're standing between bins.
Yeah.
At Damnation.
Yeah.
What other shows did you do? Like with Fukpig, did you do anything like Damnation, or was Damnation need to sort of big shows and then everything else was sort of in the back of somebody's basement?
Let us wind it back. I think the very first show that we did, it was like within a couple of years of the very first Mistress album coming out. So I remember 2002, 2003.
Right.
Then London, with black metal band. They were called Reign of Erebus.
Right.
Played with those, and there's a couple of I'm pretty sure it was a South African grindcore band. It was promoted in like early Terrorizer magazines, but it was like I'm sure it was a South African grindcore band, Reign of Erebus. But anyways, then London. All that we'd done was like a single like demo. Really, really fucking badly recorded, but like super, super raw. We played a show, and the one thing I can remember from that was that after the gig, Mick had lost his phone. You know, in those days, it was like a fucking, you know, a phone.
Yeah, full brick.
Yeah, man. And some of these, obviously Mick had just brought the Nathrakh stuff out, so he was like he's the god of the fucking the necro black metal fucking crew. Like,
it just went from one of your mates to the most sought after sort of black metal musician of it.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden he's like, okay, this is fucking Ted out of Dark Throne. But yeah, he read all these true satanic warriors going, yeah, they stole your phone, and a phone on his phone. You fucking Christian prick! I'll fucking sacrifice you, you motherfucker! Obviously, I weren't American, but they were.
The Cockney.
Yeah. That was the first show, and then I don't think we did it again until you invited us to the Death Fest, really.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but we haven't been a very prolific band.
No, I mean, I don't suppose you were ever built to be a touring band. So was that? So that London. What else have you done at all? Ever?
Well, I mean, in terms of how we work with Fukpig, me and Paul, we all dig like fucking ENT, Extraneous Terror and stuff like. Yeah. So at that point, we were playing the Mistress. We were playing, you know, your sludgy stuff. Oh fuck it, we need some Extraneous Terror rip-offs. Okay, sound. We'll do a Fukpig record. Yeah, just something we do for a laugh, you know. And that's kind of how I've kind of operated with all of my stuff, really. So we've got a desire to do something of a certain style or a certain sound. We want to do something that sounds like ENT. We want to do something that sounds like this, that, or the other. So we'll just do it.
Yeah, no, of course, good. And what so be if, unlike Mistress, Fukpig are still active, right? Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah. In a certain way, yeah, absolutely.
So what is the situation? I mean, pandemic aside, I mean, are you guys getting offers to go and play Obscene Extreme or whatever random brutal assault?
No, we haven't even really
tried.
But out there, to be fair, myself personally, I will kind of like ride along with whatever happens, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I've got to pick a microphone and shout about like Tories. Yeah. So that's it. I can do that anywhere. So as long as the more, you know, the talent, the musical, the talent, as long as the talent's like ready to do it.
If the talent's ready to take you somewhere, you're ready to go. Is that
it? Exactly, man.
You put yourself down, big man. So, well, let's see that you're in Mistress and Fukpig. Let's call them crusty, fucking basement-dwelling bands. That's what they're built to be. That's what you enjoy doing. But then you join Nathrakh by what 2010?
Spot on. Yeah, man.
That's a different beast. No, that they're not just a crusty basement band. They are going and touring Japan with Watain, and they are playing big slots at Wacken and Hellfest. So how was that? Like, well, let's start. How did you get involved? Obviously, you knew the guys. How did you then become their bass player?
Pretty much what you just said there. Obviously, you know the guys, and it was almost like, well, this essentially, I like Nathrakh were always like my favourite band, even though like, my buddy's playing.
Yeah.
Codex Necro is like one of the best records, like full stop, ever done in my opinion. And yeah, so, I apologise that it's my mates that's doing it. But then, like after 10 years, and I had a bass from my mate Jay from like Starbridge, and he finished. I thought I messaged Mick. I said, "You ever thought of asking me?" And he was like, "No, I haven't actually. Yeah, do you want to do it?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, okay." And you're like, "Okay, we're saying sick." Our next show's like I think it was like Scion Metal Fest in California. It was like Black Breath and Integrity and Morbid Angel. It's like a fucking ridiculous like fest.
Yeah.
Just in like pretty much like a city street in California. So I turned that into a holiday because obviously Mick lives over in the States. Did that. It was wicked, and it's like, okay, fair enough. It took us 10 years to sort this out. Okay, well, we'll fucking crack on, like, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, and then as you say, you're playing. I mean, Damnation's a decent festival, and you played there with some decent bands as well. So it's not as if you're just sitting in the bottom of a pub and you'd never actually done a decent show before. But now you're in a band that's kind of all they do. I mean, Nathrakh aren't just a touring band that are going to do 74 days. They're only going to show up at the big festivals and play. I mean, what was the one that mixed that Dave said they played, the big Danish one? I forgot the name of the big Roskilde. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're fucking playing Roskilde, you know what I mean? He's like, you were never doing that with Fukpig or Mistress.
No way. We just, open up for Rihanna, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, supporting Rihanna. So, well, tell me about Roskilde. How was that?
We got there early in the morning, and there was a bottle of Jägermeister early doors.
Bad start.
Sick. Okay, well, this, and we had it, and it was early enough that it didn't take us over the edge.
Yeah.
No, I think maybe we played about midday, so we were at the fucking level. Post Jaeger, not full bottle, but half bottle.
Yeah, and
like 12 o'clock.
I've never been to. Sorry, I'm kind of interrupting you, but it's only because I want to explain. I've never been to Roskilde, so what you in is that if they got a sort of black metal stage, or is it just a mix of everything, or how did that work?
Oh, yeah, I wish I'd thought about this because I'd have found out the the pre and post bands for us, but and others like bands like Queens of the Stone Age, obviously Rihanna, Metallica, loads of big bands. I'm pretty sure it's like Fucked Up playing maybe. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. It was one of those things where it is like Glastonbury or something, where there's obviously all the bands are of some kind of importance.
Aye, absolutely.
Certainly in our case, okay, well, what the fuck were you doing here? But
what's the treatment like?
That's one of the better things we did, I think.
What's the treatment like? I've not spoken to anyone about a festival like Roskilde. So you go there, and is it fantastic? Does it feel like 5-star? Like you're away there, fine dining and
bags of sweets, man. Fucking yeah. Bags of sweets, bottle of Jaeger. Fucking I don't know. Cracks of one.
Dunc, that could be anywhere, right? You can get a bag of sweets and a bottle of Jaeger in the back of a London fucking stairwell. You know what I mean? I'm like,
we'll play it then. All right, fucking sign us up. We'll play it. Well, I'll play it maybe. I'll play it.
Mick won't. Mick's not going to do the back.
Hey, I don't know, man. Fucking get up, man. A burger, man. He'll play.
His standards are too high now. So Nathrakh, then tell me some of the tour stories then. So you've got this is interesting, this idea that you being these guys' pals, all this time you're playing these shows that you want to play in the basements and getting the ones at Damnation. And then suddenly you're in California and fucking Denmark supporting Rihanna and Metallica. Tell me about some of the stories with Nathrakh and tour.
Oh man, dude, it's always been. I think they were waiting almost. I mean, let me not, you know. In a certain way, I think they was almost kind of like waiting for me to kind of join them. So like once we all kind of like kicked in, fucking there are rage enthusiasts on the prowl. Then like, man, okay. Let me think. First tour that we did, 2011. The first show that we did, we were in Switzerland, and this was like 10 years ago. So like you didn't have like roaming signal. So as soon as I got to the venue, and I'll always remember this, logged onto the Wi-Fi. The Macho Man Randy Savage is dead. I was like, you motherfucker. So that was weakening. So yeah, my very first fucking foreign show, Macho Man died. But then Municipal Waste were playing precisely like about 10 feet above us in the venue upstairs, which was cool. There's not many shows with Nathrakh that don't have a story with them. Last show or two, I decided, I think you've gone.
No, I'm still here. It must be your
cool. I decided that I like wine. The last show, like Partridge. Can I surprise you? I like wine.
It's and have you been drinking since then until this interview?
No. But if I get that chance again, I'll fucking do it again because it was a good wet.
What's the best shows then? Right, I'll make it simpler because I seem like I'm expanding your mind too much here. What's the best shows you've like? Boom, that was unbelievable.
Hellfest I think it might have been 2011, 2012.
Right.
It was like, I don't know what stage it was, but it was like the black metal stage where all the the evil bands played. Fucking humongous. Inverted
big crosses. Yeah, I was there for it.
Behind us.
Yeah,
and it was cool because there was like GBH Benediction there as well. So it was pretty much Napalm. It was pretty much like the fucking twats of Brummie.
Yeah,
just fucking dusting about.
And when you show up with them, because obviously what happens for most professional touring bands is they show up, get their set done, have something to eat, get back in the bus, piss off to the next big festival they've got planned. Well, I'm sure you don't want to do that. You just show up and say, right, okay, guys, where's the party?
Yeah, us and Benediction, we all came on the same bus. Frank Healy, God bless his soul, used the footwell as a urinal. He forgot his drugs, so we was always asking the driver every 5 seconds to revert back to please Kings Road and King's Heath, please. Can you revert back? But there was an actual point to this, and I fucking forgot it already.
Hey, so I'm asking you.
GBH, yes. Scott, the fucking drummer of GBH, absolute legend. We were all playing on, I think it was a Saturday. So he stayed at the hotel outside room, I don't know, 25. No one's in there, so he slept outside in the hall. In the morning, got a phone call from the rest of the band. Where are you? We're off back on tour. I'm outside room 25. No, you're not. Oh, got the wrong hotel.
You're just sleeping outside somebody's door.
you got the hotel number right, hotel room number right, but not the actual hotel.
Oh man. Have they ever told you the regret taking you into the band?
Only through like a look or a hint across of an eye.
Aye.
From across the room. So, nothing explicit, but just a.
Aye, you know.
Go on, Dunc.
They can't tell you because they love you, but you know. So in the Nathrakh process then, so Mick's writing all the stuff, he gets together with Dave, they record the vocals. When do you get, let's say Endarkment, for example, when's your first taste of Endarkment?
Oh man, well that'll be fucking, I don't know. Actually, this cycle was we need somewhere to record it. Where can we record? So my band, we've got like a lock-up in Brummie. Mick came over, so we said, yeah, there you go. Apparently there's like a knocking shop, just a couple of...
A fetish studio just beside.
That's it. I'm aware that you discussed this before on this podcast, like, but yeah. Gutted I wasn't even aware, but yeah, knocking shop around the corner. But normally with like live stuff, the album's been out a couple of months, and they've got kind of like a feel for what are the the popular ones, almost like, almost the hits. So then it's like, okay, we're going to play these couple for the shows, learn them, and I'll message Mick. I don't know how to read music. Send me the numbers on the strings, and I'll learn how to play them. Do I need to like shout any words over the back of it? Like, okay, I can learn those. That's sound.
So you just say to Mick, right, what ones are we going to be playing live, and send me the numbers on the strings?
Fucking spot on. Exactly. That's it. That is precisely it. And occasionally there'll be like a little hint of a message. Duncan has a small dick somewhere in the crevices of the fucking tab, like, Duncan's dick is small.
Well, that's we're talking about abuse and Mick. So despite everything that you've put this band through, and the fact that you need to be sent the numbers on the strings, you're involved with Make Them Die Slowly.
Oh man, yeah.
What? So tell me this is for the listeners. That's Mick's latest project.
My latest project.
All right, okay.
Our latest project. Talked about it ages ago. I was on holiday in the States with my other half. We need to do a band. Okay, cool. What do I do? Well, I could do a song about getting pissed. That's rubbish. I'll do a song about horror films. I can definitely write lyrics about that. Because that's another thing. Like with Fukpig, you just get so weak about being angry about everything,
Yeah.
And there's only so many words you can write just saying I'm fucking peeved about this. But as a fan of like horror films, I was like, okay, I could fucking throw out like 10 a penny, like numbers about like slashers and exploitation films and stuff like that. And yeah, within like a week, 2 weeks, we kind of, okay, this is what we're going to do. Here's the music. I think I wrote the lyrics in the morning, recorded them over the course of like a week, and there you go. Yeah, it's that was one of the best things that came out of lockdown for me personally, because dealing with shit, wasn't it, for everyone?
Of course. And what's the plan for Making Them Die Slowly?
Zero. There was no plan. We kind of talked about it, and just just messaging over like WhatsApp and stuff. Like we kind of like G'd each other up, and it's okay. Mick wrote all the stuff, sent it to me, and like within like I think it was literally within a day. I pretty much just write a checklist. Okay, you need to do a song about bad taste. Need to do a song about pieces. Need to do a song about like the slasher films and stuff. Yeah. Ticked them all off. It was just something that if I've got an interest in it, I'll just It's quite easy for me to find words that rhyme with each other,
And what's the reaction been like?
It's been nice. The problem is that we're all fucking locked up. Of course, that they're all a bunch of like serial killers. It's absolutely, definitely not me who's singing or doing any of the.
Of course. Right.
Those characters involved. The Void, never heard of him. That fella. But yeah, it's just like, and then that came out. The second album, that gave me kind of like the opportunity to kind of like, I want to almost like tell a story, because I'm a massive like wrestling fan.
Right.
And that kind of like, that kind of like psychology, building up people's,
and then Tommy the Hill.
Something just to kind of, either to like then build it up or take it away, just playing with people's kind of like
emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I say about what's the plans for Make Them Die Slowly, and you say that there's zero, does that mean that you're not looking to do anything live, or is that an option once the lockdown's over?
I answered that in the thought of what was the plans for them. Yeah, nothing. We'll just do a band.
Right.
Coming out of this thing, I'm quite excited. There could be some like options to some shows, bit of theatrics, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. Something a bit different from all three, Mistress, Fukpig and Nathrakh. Just having that, it's a bit, as you say, it's a bit more, although the music's still extreme, the content's a bit more.
We could, I think there's scope for theatrical kind of elements. I mean, everyone's going to fucking mosh, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing dissimilar to like Nathrakh and Mistress and Fukpig and all that stuff. The kids will mosh.
The kids. Listen, what age are you, Duncan? I mean, I'm not even 40 yet. I don't even call people kids yet.
I've gone 40, like, yeah. So,
it's 40 the level you can start calling people who go to gigs kids. I used to see when I was fucking 21 and I was going to see like System of a Down and we were saying all the kids were moshing. I'm not a fucking kid, you prick. I mean, who are you talking to?
The babbies. The little babbies. I know exactly what you mean.
Next person that calls me a kid when I'm at a gig, they're getting fucking bottled. I swear to God.
But isn't that just any attendee at a show? Like fucking.
It's fine, mate. It's the people that are paying out. Don't call them kids. I've never understood that for the minute I get into metal. Why this fucking idea? This is what the kids will do. You're like, well, the same age, you prick. So I Make Them Die. Has there been interest from the like? Have you had offers? Has Mick had offers? Do you have a booking agent? Do you have a label? What's the situation with Make Them Die Slowly?
You're asking like we actually give a fucking tinker's
cuss. I know, but listen, Mick's tuned into the industry. The guy knows he's writing for all sorts of bands. He'll know.
I don't know. I've set myself up an email address and everything.
But there you go. You've got email. Well, let Mick do everything else. You can do your email.
That's it. The sky's the limit, dude. You know, I've set this email address up there. You just watch us go.
Good. I don't doubt that. Actually,
You'll be cursed you didn't get us first. You know, we'll be over there in Las Vegas or whatever.
What would you like to do? Like post-pandemic, we seem to be getting there now. We seem to be finally. What do you want to do? What would you want to do when it's free?
With that band? Wow. With that band,
it doesn't need to be just that. It doesn't need to be just that band. It can be anything in terms of any of your bands, or if Nathrakh have got something to plan, or you got to do stuff with Fukpig or Make Them Die Slowly. But what's the plans for 2022? Say.
Well, for me personally, I've actually started writing music. It kind of hit me last couple of weeks. Other than one song on the last Mistress record, I've never actually like written and published or released anything like ever. So I've kind of just started writing my own solo band, I guess you could call it.
Okay. What were they called?
Balb Kubrox. If you're a fan of like Brass Eye, it's just a Brass Eye reference, basically. Like, right, it's just like black metal, crust punk. I suppose if you know the stuff I've done over the years, you kind of get a good idea in terms of what I like, I guess.
Okay, run the name past the listeners again.
Balb. BALB,
right?
Kubrox, KUBROX. There's an Instagram page. Have a look at me on my own Instagram, necro-yampy, and there'll be like links.
Necro-yampy, and it'll link through a Balb.
Kubrox,
and that's going to sound like. Is there anything out? Is there anything to listen to yet?
I've put a couple of tracks up. I'm going to stick some things on Bandcamp shortly. I've put 2 original tracks on. I'm going to put a cover of an old lo-fi band called Sebado, because that kind of stuff is what I kind of almost grew up with. So I'm going to 2 new ones and a cover, but I've got like fucking 10 tracks ready. I'm just double checking shit with Mick, making sure that they're good at an acceptable level.
Make sure you've hit the right numbers on the strings.
That's it. Mick, you know this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. Does it sound good? Like, yeah.
That is solo. So Make Them Die Slowly at the minute is what, you and Mick. That's the band.
That's it.
And then
it's like actually Four Murderers. I think
it's Four Murderers. That's the band. But if I were to guess, it might be used to. And then so this new project's just you.
Just me, yeah.
And do you want to flesh that out to a live band at some point? Or is it too early to see what you want to do?
Because absolutely. The last 2 or 3 years, I've been playing in a band. There's some really good mates. My friend Dale and Mike and Andy. Just a band called Rage Slave. There were a couple of tracks on YouTube, but it's like one of those things where, when life gets in the way, and they have babies. Not the people involved, but their partners have babies. You know.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a band to kind of just chill on a Friday or on a weekend and just hang out. It's not anything that we're kind of aiming to do anything with.
Yeah.
But with this stuff I've been writing myself, I think this could be like a good opportunity to get us all and kind of bit of drive together,
Good.
Not yet, but
listen, this podcast only fucking came out of nowhere because of the lockdown, innit? Because you need to do something. I mean, you need to go on and talk to people that you don't normally see. I mean, you're normally the same state you are now, but at a gig, and you're like, how are you? Whereas there's no chance to do this, to meet other promoters, to meet fucking other band members, put stuff on. So I totally understand why that sort of creativity would come for somebody. Well, I know we're laughing at you want the numbers on the strings, but at the end of the day, you've been involved in live music for a long time and you're good at it. So yeah, I can see why you'd want to do that.
I'm glad you said that, Gav, because the hardest thing is the fact that, I've always felt that I kind of, like Paulette and Mistress, he wrote all the riffs for that, and I've been in Nathrakh where that's mixed music. I've never felt that I've been in a band where it's music I myself has written. So I've thrown a few riffs out there into the outside world, and fucking God help them people who hear it,
Yeah, well, I'm sure that could be a lot of interest to the folk that do like those bands. If you're saying it's not like you go away try to do some grime music, then I'm sure the folk that enjoy Mistress and Fukpig and Nathrakh are going to enjoy checking out this new band as well. And talking to new bands, then, well, let's say, as I say, it's not always good to wrap these things up with shining a light in other bands as well. So I warned you before you were coming on, I was going to ask you for some recommendations. So I hope you've got a couple primed.
Oh man, well, go on then. Okay, my own solo band, Balb Kubrox. I think it's Balb Kubrox Band, I think, on Instagram. Have a look at Necro-Yampy on Instagram.
Necro-Yampy is your page, and that'll get you linked through to Balb.
Oh man,
you can just pick an easy. You can pick something like Fukpig.
Yeah, man.
Like something just nice and easy to remember.
Because I'm a bit of a tosser, I think I don't want to message Paul. All right, Paul, do you mind if I just fucking piggyback on our band, and maybe I should.
Listen, Paul, listen. If you're not going to tour, pal, I'm just taking over the band, right? I'm taking over Mistress. I'm taking over Fukpig, and you can come back when you're ready to play.
I'm just a shy arsehole sometimes, But yeah, Balb Kubrox. Make Them Die Slowly. Have a bunch of that, especially if you fucking old school. Are
you seriously recommending to the listeners your own two bands?
Yeah. I'm shy, Gav.
I see that. Is there anyone you're not involved in that you'd like to give a shout?
Metallica, never heard of you. Fucking sign me up. I'm dead good.
Great new album coming out, I'm sure. Is there anything else? This has been an experience. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nah, get to Damnation. I've already got my tickets, so fucking come.
Have you? Do you come as a fan when you don't play?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Last year, not last year. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was probably the last one that you had. Alcest and Opeth playing.
Yeah.
We had this hotel. I think it was almost like, I don't know if it was a hotel or a knocking shop, but me and Daz and Mistress, we were fucking there. We were peeking through the curtains. I think they're having it off in here. I think you're having it off in here.
About 3 years ago, we booked, because we tried to get some sort of accommodation, because we were down there for a couple of days, and we booked this, it was basically a fucking mansion, right? But it had like 21 bedrooms and half a kitchen. That was the first suspect, but I was like, what's happening here? And then all the floors were marble, and all the couches were like polished leather. I was like, oh, hold on a minute. this is only me used for shagging, and for how many years? And my poor mum and dad were there, my wife was there. I was like, right guys, we'll just all the bedrooms had LED lights that were flashing. What can you do? You never said that on Airbnb.
No, fucking, mum, fucking come to the shagging palace.
You'd love it. I'll send you the address of the place, and you can get up there with the guys. Listen, and on that note, it was a pleasure. Drunk by name, drunk by nature. Been a pleasure, big man. I will catch you soon. Thank you.
I'll see you. What's the date of Damnation? October time?
It's fucking November.
November time. See you there.
See you then.